Right then, hello everyone, if you can hear this on the stream replay, welcome if indeed you can, or you've happened to join us almost immediately live. Very crafty of you, if you somehow did that, because I didn't announce this at all. But regardless, welcome to a brand new stream. What stream might you be asking? This doesn't look like Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, and well, you'd probably be correct on that one, because this is far from that game. This is a slightly different game. I'm going to go ahead and rather controversially say, where's my photo mode? There it is. See, I need to get you a good look at just exactly what we're dealing with here, because it's some good stuff, trust me. What filter are we going with? We've not got anything particularly fun, have we? Oh, my alignment grid, so I can get my my mise-en-scène with Sonic active. You want him in the middle to show his significance. What else can I do? I can do the tilt. Oh, he's badass like that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. We'll go with that. How do I actually do the screenshot? I don't like that. There we go. Anyways, welcome. As I said, we're going to exit photo mode now. We're here today because, however many years running now, it has been well established that I am a fishing streamer. So, is there a much better way to prove my worth in the fishing category than to catch every fish here in Sonic Frontiers? I don't think there is. If we go on over to the map, you can see I've got a handful of fish, mainly in Uranus here. This is the New Game Plus file that I used during the one-man replay, because I had the least fish caught on this. The others are basically empty in that sense. So we're starting here on Kronos, and then we've got these two islands as well. And we're going to do what we did here and get that golden fish and catch every last gosh darn one and prove to you that I am indeed the greatest, foremost expert at fishing video games, especially ones that are heavily QTE based, like this one, and not really all that skill based. So, yeah, as you can probably tell from the background music, it just cut out. So, of course, it must be nothing else other than radiosega.net. That is where the music's coming from in the background tonight. I thought about just putting on like exclusively fishing music as a playlist, but nah. Well, part of the joke's going to be on me here, I'm going to guess, because the Radio Sega playlist, I'm sure, will be home to many a great joke on my behalf throughout the course of tonight. This is a really good song, so I'm actually going to forward this? I'm actually going to get this request favorited. There we go, the final one. We're going to get this ready and going on my favorites list, which you can, by the way, go to radiosega.net, get yourself some requests, 3 every 20 minutes, get some good ones in while we go ahead and, I don't know, enjoy. This mode's fine. I love Biggs fishing in this game, but to do it for however many hours straight, it's probably only going to be like 2 or something. It's not going to be all that long. So I'm here at the main spot here in Kronos, so we're going to get into it. Okay.
Hey, Sonic. Welcome
So
back.
then, I chose this outfit for semi-obvious reasons. I'm also realizing the music might be overpowering me a little bit, so we're gonna put it down somewhere like there and hope that's okay. Side note, did I mess with the master audio? I can't tell. You can't pause in the fishing mode. Okay, well, we're going to hope this should be okay, but let me know how the audio's balance goes throughout the whole thing, and we'll go from there. Right, I think I'm ready. If I look at my Fishopedia, I have maybe like one thing here. How much of this do I actually have? This is all the stuff I do have. This isn't counting the stuff I don't have, okay. Most of this will be from the final fishing area. I actually didn't pay too much attention. I should have done that while I was out here. Let's see. It will tell me, providing I walk far enough away from it, how much I've got, generally. 21%. I've cast 7 times. Okay. Great. Of course, a jingle to start the stream off. Right. In we go. So I got all my tokens. I got a couple tokens. left. I'm not really going to be buying anything with them. I'm just exclusively here for my fish, so 29%. There we go. Much more fitting. Okay, off we cast. Let's go. First fish of the day. Hope it's a juicy catch. I forgot. I forgot the close-up gets the glasses. So the further you move on, the more expensive it gets to fish, but in turn the fish get you more tokens in return, so it's absolutely worth it to go and fish on the last island, which is why I did that during my recent New Game Plus playthrough, because I bought my way through the entire island. I didn't have to do any gameplay on it once I reached the fishing point. Within about 30 minutes, I was all set to get to the end of the game. So, yeah, the more of these you do, the more OP it gets. Oh, sorry, the later you leave it, the more OP it gets in terms of game progression. I actually never found this on my own the first time I played the game. I never found any of the fishing spots. Just somehow always passed me by. I got all the tokens, but I never knew where to use them, so... see, this song's way too quiet in comparison. Maybe it's fine on the stream and it's just my my audio levels. I think it's just something I'm going to clearly have to massage throughout the course of the stream, so let's get that up a tiny little bit. There we go. So unfortunately, I don't think I can like normalize the volume that's coming out of Fubar, so it's going to be a bit all over the place. Hey, we got one of the choppers. Cool. Nice. Let's keep going. Every now and then I will periodically pop out just to check the sort of completion percentage we're on. Yeah, it is a little unfortunate. I wasn't going to set up an entirely new game file just to have 0 fish caught or whatever. I wasn't going to play through the game all the way just to do that, but it would have been somewhat amusing. But I only came up with this idea yesterday, and I was thinking it through. If you're watching this live, you might have seen the announcement I just stuck out that I was going to be doing an April Fool's episode of Viper's VG Amateur, but there was a certain point where that felt really forced, and I wasn't having that many ideas for it anyway, so I was like, I'll go with what I was kind of initially thinking of doing anyway. I was just going to do it around it, but instead, kind of the reason I went on this idea instead is because there's a little bit of the joke being on me, of course. Also, this is just really chill. I like this mode a lot. I've alluded to that before on these streams, and yeah, like the joke's partly on me because I'm sat here doing the fishing. You know, people are going to request some stupid shit like momentarily. Oh, nice. There's my first warp scroll of the day. Okay. Let's keep going. But yeah, like, it's just an excuse to, like, slow down and have a chat, basically, because there's not an awful lot of gameplay here, so, you know, either I can roll off my own mind, or other people, you know, can get in as well. Never knew you were a big sympathizer. I am indeed. Welcome, King. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, this is our fun and entertainment for the night. Effectively, just a free slate to just have an open-ended chat with everyone. That's part of the joke here. So I'm having a good time already. Oh, this theme's so good. It works so well with this area for sure. Regularly catch this one on my shuffle. Imagine creating worse gameplay than Yakuza Fishing. You be quiet. This is fine. This is entirely a side mode. It's fun. We have a good time. Relaxing. I think that's the main thing. It is meant to be very mindless on purpose. I've kind of always thought this to myself. I thought it was a good execution of what they wanted Big to be an adventure. Like, no matter what insanity is going on in the story, or, you know, like what's going on to Sonic in the base game, or anything like that, you can always come and find these fishing spots, and, like, there's no threat of, like, one of the enemies walking over to you or whatever, and you've got to get into all these fights, or you've got to progress. You can just kind of sit here and, like, unwind for 20 minutes, and I think that's what they wanted to go for in Big Story. Like, I don't think you're meant to play those stories, you know, like, one at a time, etc. You're meant to dip in and out of them. I think they entirely intended, like, I'll just play a stage of Bigs while things are heating up in Knuckles' story or whatever. Like, this feels like a way better execution of that, especially since it's not that in-depth and slow-paced with the fishing. Do I have the Monster Hunter DLC? I do, and that's actually part of my plans, because I've never messed with that Monster Hunter DLC, so I do intend to do some of the Monster Hunter DLC once I've done the fishing side of things. I threatened to do that on the replay, but didn't actually get to it because it was like 2 AM and everyone had left. But this time I do intend, so I'll do that at some point later on. Until you have to grind for the tape. See, the tape grinds once again really not that bad as long as you go to the last. As long as you go to the Uranus Island, one of those 2 fishing spots, there's really not all that much grind you have to do there, because you just get a stupid amount of these tokens from catching anything there. Some of them like 50 plus. And those Eggman things are what, like 15 to 20 each, right? So you can pretty quickly amass them there, but if you don't know that, you're going to stay at the first thought. Oh, sorry, you're going to stay at the first one you thought about, and that's going to be this one that I'm at right here, where you can see nothing. I'm getting nothing for doing any of this, basically. Let's see. I also don't think they really thought deep about their future plans with Sonic Series when Adventure 1 came out. I think the whole jumping in and out would easily work in a remake, though, or making it so you can't progress until you continue in another story. Yeah, there's like elements of that in 13 Sentinels. That's what makes me think of that in particular, because it's a really good execution of having a story from multiple like points of view, etc. But you don't have to play them in a specific order. You can play them in any order you like, and it will all slot together the same way. I'll put the pieces together in the same way in my head. But I don't know, like in the case of 13 Sentinels, it will just go, oh, you can't do this until you've seen this story beat from this character, or you've played this many character things. So you can't get too far ahead in one story and spoil yourself on what happens in another, etc. Like, you can't just unlock big and go, oh, I'm going to have to fight that Chaos 6 guy at some point. 13 Sentinels makes you go wide-eyed when you open up the route map in the VN part. Oh, it's yeah. I tried reading through it in chronological order once I'd finished the game, and I was like, I know what happens, and this is still too much. This is getting massively drowned out, so yeah, this is just going to be my stream, is me volume balancing around the game for the specific song. Oh well, I kind of knew what I was getting into by wanting to have the fishing audio still active. Ooh, it's a gold plate, nice. There we go. I got the relevant playlist on for a little bit until like inevitably Splash Wave or something, because I'm causing splashes and waves in this water or something like that. I don't know what someone's justification will be for it. I need to break up the fishing control of this. I really wish I had a Dreamcast fishing rod, because I half would have considered doing Sega Bass fishing today. It would have been an amusing thought, but I don't have one, and by the time I'd thought of doing a fishing stream today, I couldn't get one in time, unsurprisingly. I can't, there's not a Dreamcast fishing rod within walking distance of me, rather surprisingly. If I was back home, there actually probably would be, but when I'm here, definitely not. I do need to get one of my own, rather than borrowing someone's at some point, though. More gold tickets that I can use to buy absolutely nothing with, because there's not really much. So what's up with the 2 KNGI shows this week? This is something I was going to talk about, and people probably ask it a bit later, so I'll repeat it. It was originally going to be 3. The first one was the only one I was going to announce, and I teased it as just a normal episode. I was going to do an April Fool's thing. It's the treasure that Majima was after. Oh, is that the treasure Majima was after? I'd wish. It'd make for a more entertaining game. So yeah, the first episode I just teased as a normal thing was going to be like an April Fool's episode where I just kind of played dumb music. As the day went on, I kind of got more sick of just like those sorts of April Fool's jokes. I'm like, I'm not going to inflict that on other people. Combined with, I just didn't have enough ideas for the music to make it entertaining. So that was like a big part of it. But then the reason I was also partially doing that, I didn't even know you could fish these up. The reason I was doing that is because I was going to announce there were 2 more episodes after, that being tomorrow and Thursday. So tomorrow would be when we normally do the full show of Lazy Days Wrath Wishes. Yeah, that's when we would normally do the monthly recap episode, because it's the first Wednesday of the month tomorrow. no one's going to want to talk about that because everyone will just try and make it about the Switch 2. So we're doing a Switch 2 episode tomorrow where we just like look over the last Switch 1 Direct and the Switch 2 one and play some music and stuff. And talk about it and things like that, because it would just completely overtake the normal episode. Then Thursday is just going to be the actual standard one. The point being I was going to debate you for like 2 days in a row. But, I don't know. As fun as the idea is, I could also just keep building on it throughout this next year and do it on the... because next year it'll be on Wednesday, so it makes sense to actually do it as part of the show. When is it actually in our time? I believe it's 2 PM UK. It's going to last an hour. And then Thursday and Friday, they're going to do tree houses showing off the games they announce. So I believe I'm still waiting on the second scroll, right? Like mentioned, but I don't think anyone was here at the time, I'm going to be going in and out periodically. Just because there's no way to check your completion list, as far as I know, in the game. Or rather, in the fishing, unfortunately. There we go. I'm gonna get this every now and then. Hey, you unlock fast travel, remember? Oh, I completed it. This is gonna be a way quicker stream than I thought it was gonna be. Holy. Okay. Second fishing spot then, I guess. Alright. I do wonder what game they'll show and hope it doesn't come out in June. All signs really point to it coming out in June, though, as far as I know, so it would surprise me. But if there's enough to like do 7 hours worth of Treehouse, you know, they're clearly showing off a lot of stuff. That combined with there was that rumor that, or the leaks say June, but that's way too early, I'd say. See, I don't think so, because supposedly they've already had a load of stock in America since like January, just in a very secured warehouse. Apparently a bunch of it entered America, so presumably there's a bunch elsewhere as well. But yeah, pre-orders is a big thing, but I think the original Switch only went up for pre-order like 2 or 3 months before, right? It went up in January and came out in March, so it's not actually that far off. Yeah, they can get away with it, they're Nintendo, they can absolutely do that. No, what was I saying? Yeah, no, if they've got 7 hours worth of stuff, they can absolutely have a couple big first-party titles to show tomorrow.
Hey, Sonic.
And then that led into something else. I'm so scatterbrained tonight for some reason. Yeah, no, the leaked strategy, which isn't all confirmed, it's just like an insider source, but effectively, first few months, like the original Switch, are going to be very heavily focused on strong first-party games. Then throughout late summer, you know, like July, August kind of thing, that's when third parties will start trickling out because dev kits will have been with them for a couple months, that sort of thing. Then once that's done, a really strong push for Christmas, supposedly. That's what's been rumoured. So Download Festival, Iron Maiden and Slayer in July before I get paid. That is so rough.
Like to try?
So, yeah, as you can see, I take more of these purple coins here. But then I get more rewards, so... But yeah, they really did test the waters with Zelda, didn't they? £70 is absolutely going to be the norm, or at least 60. I'm kind of prepared for that bombshell tomorrow, unfortunately, but we'll just have to see how things go. Yeah, something Nemo moment, something. So you can actually move the rod around. I was messing with that earlier, but didn't actually quite mention it. I don't know why, because it's entirely unnecessary. Gonna become a Sea of Thieves type gamer if so? I can't possibly think what you mean. Can't imagine what you're referring to there. Ah, so you're gonna play Sea of Thieves on Switch 2, which is supposedly coming, right? That's what you mean. Shoutouts to Fish on Ships, by the way. We'll just shout out again, we are on Radio Sega, if anyone wants to request anything. The thing is free, I've just noticed the queue, very nice. Yeah, no, I'll help you mod your OG Switch, although I would never encourage or facilitate piracy. If Nintendo are watching this and threatening to shoot me, don't you worry, this is a PS5, you guys can't touch me. We're good. I do want to get Frontiers on Switch though, because I know it's not going to get unlocked. They're never going to do that, but I would just like to mess with it on slightly more powerful Switch and see how it holds up. I did fish in Sea of Thieves loads, actually. See, this never bothered me because I always did loads of fishing in Animal Crossing, and that's less interactive than this is. Also, this serves as a really good tutorial for the actual QTEs in-game, because I think I just said this. I never found this in my casual playthrough, and this flat out teaches you how to do the boss fight QTEs. But yeah, like Minecraft, Animal Crossing, stuff like that, I will always spend ages just kind of fishing, so this isn't the sort of thing where I'm like, oh my god, I've got to do loads of it, especially when the fishing dex here is like really small and very quick to complete because you don't get many duplicates. All of that combined is just, you know, kind of made for a mini game that I thought was really fun once I discovered it and did it in subsequent playthroughs and stuff. It's just like a nice little addition to 100% as well, because you absolutely do not need to do this to finish the game. So if you just leave it and then come back to it and do it all in one go, which I didn't do, I mixed it up with other stuff on the islands, but, you know, there's something kind of relaxing about it. Come on, there we go. I wasn't even looking at the screen, I've just got a feel for it at this point. Another gold plate. I do enjoy that it's that big that it blocks off Sonic. What game are you most hyped for that's coming out this year the most? I can't even think of anything that's been announced that I'm looking forward to. The only thing that's even coming to mind, someone will say something, I'm like, how could I not have even thought of that? They announced a port of Memorican last year, and they've not said anything about it, and it's now April, so kind of waiting for that. That'd be nice. Aside from that, Tetris the Grandmaster and Katamari are both coming out on Thursday. They're going to be a lot of fun. Katamari's an Apple Arcade exclusive, so people are crying, but pretty much every Namco Apple Arcade exclusive has come within like a 6-month period to Switch, so I fully expect it to as well, but I have access to an Apple TV, so I'm happily going to play it. It looks like a brand new console quality game. Yeah, TGM4, both that's also coming out either Thursday or Friday, so that's practically the rest of my week sorted when they both come out. Legends EA as well, as Ilari says, but I get the feeling a lot of it is under wraps. Like, I don't think we're getting a Sonic this year, but I'm sure probably with the pace they've been going now, maybe next year we're starting to look at something. I mean, Mario Kart 9 is happening this year probably, isn't it? So I should get ready for that as well. As far as I know, King is not coming out on Switch yet. It's PC only. Also, by the way, I can't remember if I said, welcome, Larry. Something's biting indeed. A lot of biting. Yeah, but the thing with that King is that's running on Switch 1. If it's anything like PS5 and Xbox Series, it's gonna hugely bump it. Even if there isn't a native Switch 2 version, it's gonna benefit so much from being on Switch. Or Switch 2, sorry, that I'm hoping that game, and that's also why I'm holding off on continuing the Scarlet and Violet DLC on stream, and playing Legends Arceus casually again as well. I'm holding off on all of that, because I know even if it's not going to smooth out all the glitches and be perfect, it will make a huge difference. So it's absolutely worth seeing how that goes when that game comes out. I just got an Alan Ring Racers are going to hop in here for a bit. I always forget Ring Racers exists. How are you enjoying it? Out of interest, because I know a lot of people just felt it was way too difficult for its own good. This song is going to copyright strike me, so I'm going to fade this down, and do I have any other music on hand that I can play for like the next 4 minutes? I just saw it, and it's gone, and I really wish I remembered where it was. Can I pull it from my network drive real quick? Please, if my network drive will load anytime soon, that would be really nice. Thank you. There it is. Let's get a bit of Unleashed Recompiled installer on. There we go. This will take like 4 minutes, then we'll be back. What do we got after this? More? Nope, no more fishing. Fishing is now illegal. I went from first in the first cup with an S rank, and getting the Chaos Emerald on my first try to getting bodied in the second cup. Yeah, I didn't really ever have much interest in SLB 2 Cup, but I did play it every now and then. But when I saw how ball-bustingly difficult Ring Racers was, I was like, I played a race or two of it and then just kind of noped out, so... I know a lot of people were really turned off by it as a sequel, honestly, which I perfectly get. Some people just put up with it and called it a day. Others went back. Others just kind of quit altogether. It's a very polarizing game, from what I know, for what should be like the best kart racing game ever made, or whatever everyone said about SLB2 kart and how Ring Racers was going to be better or whatever. I really should back out and check how I'm doing, because I must be like 50%. Why is there not a way to do this in the stay, in the fishing stuff? I'll complain about this till the heat death of the universe. Frontiers 2, please fix this. Please. Oh, look at that sunset sun. Also, we're still dealing with the fast travel stuff. 50. More correct than you knew. So, if I was counting, I would have got a good estimate of how many fish I've done. I must have done like 20, so we got like another 20-ish to go. See, I think each area also has a bigger pool of fish, so hopefully, my initial worry was we'd be done in like 45 minutes, but I've already been recording according to this for 27 minutes, I'm fine. I wasn't ready for it when it came out, but now that I'm more loose with games and taking things slower, I got the right temperament for the game. Sure does feel like a mid-2000s GameCube game. I guess it kind of does. I've never really thought about it like that for obvious pixel-related reasons, but no, it does feel like a kart racer of roughly that generation, doesn't it? Odds on Splatoon 4 being shown? Slim. I think. Because it's the same team who does Animal Crossing, and I don't think they'd show Animal Crossing either, that's not the point I'm getting at, but I think they would do another Animal Crossing a bit quicker before they did Splatoon 4. What's so funny? What is Bandai Namco's April Fools? Please share with the class. Is it playable? Is it loss? It is loss, okay. Oh dear. The challenge board is straight out Kirby's Air Ride. I think the special stage thing is very Air Ride as well, isn't it? The Isopod still kind of is a little off-putting to me, to be completely honest. Was the score also like 41-420 or something, or did I make that up? Oh, right. How are we looking on RS? Am I safe yet? No! This song's nearly over, so that's worrying. It's just nice to have a good log session with something that actually clicks with me, something to dip in and out of. That's good to hear that. As I said, I don't think it's the sort of thing that will click with me, but I'm glad you're finding some enjoyment with it, because I know it's very divisive, so... as long as you're able to find something in it, then that's the best thing. One of those fandangled forever games. One of them ones. Am I safe? Okay, I am safe. Cool. Where actually is my... There it is. I think. No. None of these are the right link. Where's my... I didn't try to open CD drive. You lied to me, Fubar, but okay. Where's my Radio Sega mail? There it is. There we go. Okay, we're good again. I get the feeling I might have to dodge that a couple times, unfortunately, which is something I didn't think of, but yeah, my music be doing that. I know for a fact I catch a lot off of my when I was uploading a bunch of Radio Sega VODs to both archive channels. I say both archive channels, I was just uploading it to the normal Radio Sega YouTube. I've still got to decide whether I want to do that or I want to put it on its own channel, because otherwise there'll be like 70 plus VODs of random things on the main channel. I think I'm going to do a VODs channel or something for that as well, annoyingly, but we'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, when I was doing that, I noticed, yeah, certainly a lot of the anime in my way, unsurprisingly, gets you copyright strikes, which is fine on YouTube. It's Twitch that I'm a bit more concerned about, because people complain about YouTube strikes because if you're monetized, they're really bad, but I don't monetize my stuff. I don't qualify, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't bother. Nice face cam too, thank you. But yeah, because of that, if you don't monetize, the only thing it does is, instead of nicking your money, it just lets someone else claim the money from the video. And it's like, well, I wasn't doing that anyway, so that literally doesn't affect me. It affects YouTube more than it affects me, so that sounds like their problem to deal with and not mine. You know, you get absolutely nothing against you on your channel if you're not partners, so I really don't care, but Content ID matches a lot of the time, but Twitch is a bit more strict with it. Really, the people always talk about like Japanese IP law and stuff, and like companies being really strict with copyright strikes and stuff, but from my experience, the Japanese companies will leave it alone. It's the Western companies who, if you're found playing their music, will completely block the video. As is the case with a Samba video I had to upload to, I had re-uploaded to RS the other day. A couple of the songs blocked it in certain countries, specifically Russia, which was really strange. Like, you can't listen to this one Bellini song in Russia or whatever, but fine. But a bunch of them got it outright blocked. Welcome, K-Dog. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for joining. The #1 fishing stream on the internet, 3 years running. Don't forget where you came from, don't forget where you are, etc. It was like, this is a pretty fun face cam anyway, King. That's why I did it. It was either that or consider an actual face cam, but I was like, any other stream, this would an actual face cam would add significantly more value to. This is the one it doesn't. Same with Warner Bros. In regards to movies, they hit everything. Yeah, like, I don't know. Copyright's weird. I get it. I get wanting to get the bag. At the same time, it's like, if everyone makes money off it, why is anyone mad? Like, if they can get their money for their song appearing in the video, then like whatever. I personally don't really care. It's when they're like, I'll have all the money. Once again, I'm not in a position where that's my issue. That's YouTube's issue for themselves. Warner Bros. Even takes their own videos down. God damn. Want a game but can't because it's offline for maintenance. What game's that, out of interest? They accidentally pulled it down for their own early April Fool's Day prank. So it must be about close now, I'm guessing. Once again, I still didn't know you could do this. I don't recall ever seeing this. By the way, this is a maxed out file, just to mention, but I don't recall ever seeing this when I was doing my 100% on PC. So, it's a weird one. Right, probably a good time to back out and see how I'm going. And it's only been like, it's been about 10 minutes since I lost it, so it might be a bit preemptive, but we'll see. Oh, complete. Well, there you go. Off to our last fishing spot, I guess, then. Who actually voices Big in this game? I don't know, but it's the same one who's been doing it since TSR, to my knowledge. I did go through, by the way, and unlock all the fast travel points just to make my life so much easier, so I did that already, and that's what I'm going to be doing here. Is that IDW Big 2? It's Sonic Channel Big. 0 catches here as well, so this will be the biggest of the 3.
Hey, Sonic.
Hey, Big.
Welcome back.
Just grabbing a little drink. Now this is really loud. See what I mean about having to massage volume around a bunch today? Look like a comic panel, but fair. Yeah, IDW has a lot of like, well, it's like half tone you can kind of see in all of the eyes and Big, etc. Still waiting for a timeline translation. Has no one hit one yet? Right, let's bring this down even more because this is super loud. Well, you now can't really hear it over the game, so that's another L on my part. I mean, yeah, this is Purvis King. If there's any Fist of the North Star on the stream, then then it will be there. Is this the movie remix? I have no idea. It's from Revive, so presumably. What's on tap for this week's PNM? As far as I know, there is no PNM this week because, as I've announced now, there is 2 VGM shoots, one tomorrow night and one Thursday night. So combined with this stream, a lot of stuff already going on, so I'm probably going to give it a miss this week. Yeah, I also presumed... No, was I presuming Windy? Yeah, no, Windy would be the one to do it, right? I don't have my e-reader on hand, so I can't read the translation of the Shadow Gens thing, which has been going on for ages. People only just noticed it, like, a few weeks ago, but I'm pretty sure, like, the first couple translations popped up pre-Christmas. So, I don't know why that suddenly caught people's news, but I just forgot it was a thing. And now I don't have access to my e-reader. But no, I've not done it yet, because I don't have it here. I really should have got it sent over, because I did get a package sent over from home the other day that I could have just asked for it in. But when I do, I mean, it should be pretty easy to convert into a format that I can put on there. I mean, on the off chance that you don't have access to read it on there, I might be able to put it together into a uploadable format or whatever for you. Because from what I saw, it was just on a website, wasn't it? They hadn't put out any actual files for it. Also, you know, Korokoro are going... Yep, thanks, King. Korokoro are going mad about there being unauthorized translations. They don't seem to be doing an awful lot to distribute it here, do they? I would like to get some of the issues physical, but can't read them, so it's not a huge rush. Just read on my tablet now, and the site has a good... Oh, it does! That's actually good to hear. Because I think I've tried to use them before, and I've not been, like, hugely happy with using the site on whatever device I was using. Excellent! As I said, King, I'm pretty sure it's been a thing since Christmas, just people only twigged on that it's a thing now. Like, I think it's been translated for a good part of, like, 4 or 5 months, just the release of a new issue translation made people go, oh my god, someone finally started doing this. Like, no, they were doing it all along. Ooh. The final chapter was translated. Oh, I thought there was still one more chapter left. That's why. Okay, so the entire thing's readable. Got it. I was of the understanding there was still a little bit more left. Well, the more you know. See, once again, this is now a little bit too quiet. My fun never ends, does it, truly? So when I get the second one of those, I'll back out. Unless that's like 20 fish time, in which case I'll do that earlier. Fun is infinite. With Sega Enterprises, etc. Signed Majin, etc. Watch, this will be too loud. Watch.
Radio Sega.
It's alright. I can't believe we've already had 10 songs. It's a long lad.
Seventh Dragon.
Right, so if Fun is infinite with Radio Sega Enterprises, I clearly can expect... No, the queue's looking relatively clean for once. I'll get one in now then. Let's see. What do I want in here? I have no idea. That would be chill, maybe. Let's see. Where's that'll do, I guess. And what are we thinking? I don't know what I'm thinking. That's the issue. So I'm trying to decide what actually fits the mood right now. None of these particularly do, though. That'll do. Lovely. There we go. Alright, once again, we are listening to Radio Sega right now, by the way, so if you want to get some requests in like I just did then, feel absolutely free. The queue is open. No particular theme or anything like that, so just do whatever you please. Also, yeah, once again, song's really quiet. Okay, well that's my excuse to go back out, like I mentioned. You were nice to me? That's so good to hear. I'm sure assume that will last, right? Yeah, so I can bundle these into one cutscene, so I have to wait a little bit less. 50! And then I'm not finishing stream less than an hour after I started it, so I might go over to my other file and do some more fishing on there, since that new game file also needs cleaning up. Way less so, which is why I'm playing on the New Game Plus file, but yeah. I'll let you borrow a rod. Very thin starfish. I always picture them being much like... no, I'm not continuing that. And now, like clockwork. There he is. Beautiful. I just completely zoned out for like 20 seconds there. I forgot this was a stream. So, is it mine first, or does it do Aluri's get in before mine? That's what I worry a little bit about, admittedly. Okay, I get in first. Whew. This is a really good song. I am sidetracking this onto my ideas sheet, and you can't do anything to stop me. There we go. This is really good. I'm guessing this is some sort of third-party Dreamcast game or something. Man. I can fish and look this up. I say as I get a double hook, which makes it way more annoying. Yeah, it always is. Whenever you hear a song like this, it's always a Dreamcast visual novel. It's really impressive how that works. My Merry Maybe is a sequel to My Merry May. It's not really getting much else. It was on PS2, but it's not really telling me anything about the Dreamcast version whatsoever. Oh, same year. Slightly earlier, weirdly, on PS2 than Dreamcast. April 24th on PS2, July 10th on Dreamcast. That's the only time I've ever seen it that way around. There's a big description for this. Someone clearly has a special interest in this. Okay, interesting. Anyway. Do you not trust me? I mean, I do. I just want to hear mine first. But also... also, it is the day for it if you were to pull a little trick, a little prank. I love the CRT flicker here. They knew the audience. So this isn't the one I thought it was. I was thinking of the BIOS 1 theme, I think. Still, good tune. Just as well I have a backup, because I really thought this would take 2 hours minimum. A little prank, lol, silly visual novels, or we know you really want this feature improved, so we're going to joke about making it worse. Yeah, that is April Fool's Day in a nutshell. See, the thing is, you were saying you don't know whether the Power World thing is worse than the Blue Sky thing. People seemingly wanted the Power World thing, so that is them listening to their audience. Blue Sky listening to its audience is somewhat of a joke, so I really do get the feeling they're not going to up the character limit after today. I really do think they just took one away for a funny, and it's going to go back to normal tomorrow, and they're never going to acknowledge it again. I mean... yeah... Get them away from me. They're weird. I've had enough years of dealing with Pokemon people. Please, I just got away from that on Twitter. I can't deal with Power World people having an official outlet for that. What we got? Oh, yeah, a gold card at this point. I really should expect that. Yeah, surely nearly there. I mean, I don't think I've seen a Stingray, but once you pretty much only start seeing repeats, it's a good signal. But if there was something else in the pool, and this isn't a pool, this is a river, but if there was something else in the fish pool, then you probably would have already got it. The drop rates are very high for new stuff. I wanted Wonderworld, but I apparently don't have it in my favourites, so they went with this instead. But yes, Sonic Rumble, I can't wait for that to get a Steam release, because I honestly would play it on mobile right now. There's nothing stopping me. I actually got my mobile setup working way better the other day for streaming it, for the sake of like runners and stuff, but I don't want to play that game for touchscreen. I don't care if there was a way to do controller support on mobile, but it really seems like Steam and Steam only will have controller support. I mean, the entire track is very, quote, runner's core. I mean, you know, it's effectively Tokoi versus Sonoy in terms of do you prefer Shadow Gems or do you prefer Rumble, and I'm taking Tokoi personally because that Sonic Rumble OST is ridiculously good. Like, the thing is, when that comes out as a full launch, I need that day one on Spotify, right? Like, the game rips have been keeping me going for ages, but I need an official release of that ASAP. Especially if the game actually does well, which it seems to be doing. Even though it's in soft launch, it already seems to be doing much better than Runners ever did. So my hope is if it stays alive long enough, we'll actually get more than like 6 songs worth of additional music or whatever Runners was. Like, it wasn't very many post-launch track updates, whereas, you know, Rumble actually has the chance for this. So I'm hoping Rumble does what the goat couldn't. Right, I'm pretty sure we've had a salmon, and the last couple didn't strike me as hugely new, so I ain't gonna go and double check. Oh, okay. Well, first request is good. I will give you that. Oh, complete. There you go. Fishing stream done. Thanks for watching it. No. As easy as that would be, I'm gonna hit save. I need to remember which one's which. This is my New Game Plus file. There we go. I'm now going to load the data of my actual save file, which I slowly chipped away at 100% on to generate the New Game Plus file. As you can see, I'm missing like one fish here. And I'm also going to do this.
Hey, would you like to try?
Especially since I think we'll at least be able to see some of the last fishing spot that way, which we've not seen today otherwise. So is that it? I'll go out and I bet it will say like 98, so we'll give it one more. I definitely would have got one of these, so that must have been the last one. As you can see, our tokens have also mysteriously replenished. How could that have happened? So That should be 100. Very nice. How are the other ones looking? Honestly, none of them are that far off. That's quite disappointing. Okay, well, we might barely hit the hour mark. Well, good talk show, everyone. It's effectively the same as if I had actually just done an episode. But, you know. Sometimes you don't know these things. Sometimes you think these gags will last way longer than they will, but maybe better than beating the, you know, this technically is a bonus thing anyway if I'm already doing 2 shows this week. That's more than you normally get, okay? Okay, so 65, so that's probably like 15 or so catches.
Hey, would you like to try?
Let's see. Gonna have to load up Sonic Adventure. Issue is... That's the issue. If this was on my Xbox, which I did consider doing, that would actually be very easy to do. But I don't know. I'm not loading up Sonic Adventure on my PC just for a couple big stages. We can do that next year. We can have an annual tradition, okay? Sadex stream appropriate for April. Oh god, you're right. Yeah, vanilla Sadex. Wouldn't that be glorious? Alright, I'll uninstall SA Mod Manager and everything just as a nice little treat for you guys. To be honest, setting up like a big only save file wouldn't actually be that much effort. Like, just get to the point where you unlock big in the story, do big story, and then do all of the side content. That'd actually be like a 20-minute setup for a save file versus getting a fresh save for this, which would have taken me like 5-6 hours, especially if I wasn't cheesing fishing on the Lost Island. Did you see Hedge Mod Manager 8 has profiles? Did the original not have profiles? I'm gonna open it because I'm sure it was just hidden. I haven't upgraded to the new one on my PC yet, but I have used it on Steam Deck and it is really good. I've only used it on Unleashed though. I've not messed with it on actual Steam games. Profile, yeah, it's right there. But what, do you have to... No, yeah, there is a way to make and manage them. Wait, hang on a minute. Huh? Oh, is it activated on April Fool's Day joke? God damn it. It's renamed itself on my computer to Sonic GMI brackets Sonic Generations mod installer, the old mod installer. Does it really have code to check if it's April 1st and do that? Seriously? I've never seen this before. Yeah, it says Hedge Mod Manager in the change log, and then calls itself just Sonic GMI everywhere else. God damn it! Just as well you made me open that then, and then there's an About Sonic GMI button. Amazing. Well, I never would have noticed that. So, oh, quick, do Reala. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that it works in Gamescope on deck. Remind me what Gamescope is. I've honestly forgotten. I haven't used my deck for ages. It's been, it gets commandeered quite a lot. Game mode. Oh, that's what you mean. Right, yeah. I actually have no idea what this is. Oh! I've played Rush Adventure and I don't remember the credits sounding like this. But it fits. It really does fit. Respect. What else is in the queue? Okay, my request gets in. Surely that works with fishing, right? I'm going to plug SD1 to the USB port because the game is being updated on ST2, so I can't switch. I'm so glad I'm not in... Oh, I say this. I'm glad I'm not in the region of switching SD cards. I actually don't have an SD card in my Steam Deck anymore. It was dropped on the floor the other day, so I opened it up to see what the rattling noise was. It was some random plastic on the thing, and I did the thing that everyone says not to do, which was leave the SD card in when you take it apart, because there's no protection. It just snaps it clean in half, and like not even snaps, like it just pure on, like there's not even like a bend mark or anything. It just completely cuts it, like 1,000-degree knife or whatever, you know. It just goes straight through. So yeah, that was my 256 gig card gone. Just as well it wasn't a 512 or anything, because I would have rioted, but at least it only cost me like 15 quid or something at the time, I think. Yeah, I completely forgot about that, because I'm so used to like various consoles where you can do that, but no, it can't do that on Steam Deck because it has no protection for it. So yeah, I said goodbye to the two halves of my SD card recently. The Steam Deck's a pain in the arse to take apart anyway. Like, another screw stripped when I did it. The first time I did it, one did as well, and I had to use like a screw remover to actually get it out. Another one started doing it as I opened it this time. I've opened it twice. What do you mean 2 of the 8 screws are already giving up on me? That's crazy. Yeah, those things don't have the best of build qualities. I got one from a Bad Batch as well that has effectively sticky B buttons. Like, there's a bit of a case it just catches on. No fix or anything, just deal with it. The first batch of those were rough. I think especially the OLED and the later models were much better as well. But I say an early batch. I got mine quite late, but I don't know how early the person I bought it off got it, so to say. So that's probably a big part of it. And yeah, I'm about to be in the line for a 1TB SD card as well. So if I ever have to open my Switch 2, that shit's getting ejected immediately. And even if the Switch 2 is fine to take a part of an SD card in, I now have PTSD for life. So luckily I'll never do that again. Because I'm strongly considering a 1TB for Switch 2. Because I already have a 512 for my Switch, and I've genuinely run out of room somehow. I don't know how, but I have. So I'm going to want at least that, and a bunch extra for other games. So I had a moment of realization, like, this time last year. I was like, oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna need double the size of this for the next console. Oh, I already spent 50 quid on this SD card, I feel sick. Better have PTSD than Spicy Pillow PTSD. I'm a PSP owner. It's gonna kill me eventually. And I'm perfectly fine with it. I think my PSPs are fine. I've never noticed them to be horrendous. I think all the ones we have here as well are fine. But supposedly it's a big issue. The 3DS battery went bad, I remember that. The launch 3DS we had here had a very spicy pillow. That is not the button I meant to press. Did I already lose my tokens? It doesn't matter too much. Let's see, how are you doing? I'm gonna assume complete. It was a good assumption, for sure. Chaos or... Oh, I've already done Chaos, so we'll go ahead. Let's see... Oh, right, of course. I'm not right next to the fishing point, because why would I be? There it is. Okay. More fishing on on the horizon. Let's go.
Hey, would you like to try?
Back on the starfish grind. Let's go. Oh, I accidentally hit X and it just so happened to be right, it's a bit. That worked. He's not a very flat alligator, he's actually a very round alligator. Bless him. Cruising Line's that good. I have to beat a dream as Fiala, right? No rank goal. Is this for retro achievements? I think it's just a normal goal. It's been like a year and a half, so I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's just a normal goal. Oh, for general unlock. I don't remember. I think it is just, yeah, do it normally. I don't think there's a points requirement aside from the obvious get a C rank to actually clear the stage. Aside from that, I think you're good. I honestly forgot you could permanently unlock it. It doesn't show up. It doesn't like show up as a blank square unless you have it unlocked, in which case it shows in the menu. So I just totally forget its existence 99% of the time. Morning, Jamie. You've joined us very late to the point where we've already finished one profile's worth of fishing, and I'm now doing it on my main game profile instead. Oh, welcome. Hope you're having a good one. So yeah, this is a very good pick. No specific rank, cool. That's good to know. Okay, we've now hit an hour. We're now okay. I can end the stream whenever I like now, so have a good one. Doing good, thank you. Just looking forward for tomorrow. Yeah, I imagine you of all people, Nintendo fan extraordinaire, is looking forward to tomorrow. I jest, but I am very much too. Switch 2 definitely has potential if it's just got that little bit extra grunt to be like enough to hook me back into that ecosystem. Like, not full time or anything, but there's a lot of games that I wouldn't consider picking up on Switch 1 that Switch 2 certainly entices me to get on there again rather than a Steam Deck or anything like that. So definitely curious as to what they got cooking. Mostly the first party stuff, but yeah, I'd also like to see the implications for some third party stuff as well. So Legends of EA is tempting me to get a Switch 2 right away. I mean, depending on the price, could be a bit of a drop in the water. I mean, if it's anywhere around like 300, that's obviously quite a bit of money, but if there's enough Pokemon games on that thing, I'm guessing that will sell it for you right away, effectively. You know, a couple games and you've got your worth out of it. That's how I always view some of those things. It's like, yeah, it's going to take a while to build back up, especially if you get rid of your Switch 1 if you're in the market for that. Late 2025 is for sure a date that is very convenient for Switch 2. I know a game dev I know of, I don't know them personally or anything, but saw them. I know they were theorizing that the Metroid Prime 4 textures looked like they were made for a higher end system, then scaled down. Like, you know, Photoshop or whatever. Like, they were way bigger at one point, then pushed down onto whatever was running the trailer. So, a Switch 1. So, yeah, like, for sure, seemingly that will be cross-gen as well. So it would, even if Pokemon isn't cross-gen, I've already said it on this stream, it will run significantly better, the Switch 1 version, on Switch 2. So it almost, you know, in benefits, in terms of, like, in-game benefits, just all of the old stuff that's going to run better for me sells that system before any new stuff does. Like, I was talking about it on, I think, was it last week's Pick and Mix? I said I have a list of stuff I want to replay. Some stuff that's just, like, gonna be just as good on Switch 2 as it was on Switch 1, just to give me something to play in those first few weeks. There's a bunch of stuff where I'm like, Legends Arceus, I said on the stream as well, will be so good on Switch 2, so... it's like Bayonetta 3 kind of ran really, really choppy on Switch 1 as well. That game's still dog shit, so maybe it will actually be somewhat playable on Switch Switch 2 at least. Right? It won't fix the major gaping plot holes, but it might make the frame rate a bit better. Yeah, I also did see the way it's worded in Japanese, on the Japanese trailers, seems to suggest September to October for Legends, so it's an interesting little time frame. Effectively, theirs was an equivalent of like Q3 rather than late 2025 or whatever. Banana Rumble, if we don't get that PC port, it runs well enough on Switch 1, but definitely the multiplayer will be so, like, leagues better on Switch 2. Right? The island we've not actually seen yet for the purposes of fishing. Let's get it out the way. Or like 2 seconds of fishing that I would need to do here. Let's see, where is the... There's 2, isn't there? From memory? Alright, I'm making that up. I always thought there was a north and a south. Yes, there we go. So I think you can do whatever from either spot. It's just to make it easier to find on the last island, so...
Hey, would you like to try?
Let's do it. I'll let you borrow a rod. So I want maybe like 5 here at most, so I'll do 5 and then see where I stand. Maybe with Game Freak it'll make Pokemon look like an actual Switch 1 type. Maybe. We're also presumably going to find out what those mouse sensors are tomorrow, so I'm hoping they show like a first or third party game that makes good use of those, because Power Wash 2 going to be hella sick on Switch 2. The first good console FPS, is it incoming? Mario Paint for NSO. Did you see at a completely non-April Fools that they put the F-Zero expansion kit on Nintendo Music? Is that like, how many times have they even referenced that thing's existence? It's in the Brawl library, right? And that might be it. Those two occurrences might be the only times they've referenced that game's real. Incredible. I don't know what... Hey, if we get... Because they also did F-Zero on SNES. Hey, can we have BS F-Zero and F-Zero 2 and all those other things on there as well, if you're already doing that? Please? Speaking of Power Wash 2, you'll be able to dual wield... Oh. Wait, can you... As in, you mean dual wield because of the control scheme, or is that actually already confirmed dual wielding in that? Because if that's the thing, I would... Oh, my hands already hate me. While we're at localized PSL... No, don't get ahead of ourselves. I'm simply stating put the music from those games on Nintendo Music. If you're going to put the expansion pack on there. I never said re-release it. That would be way too reasonable for me to ask. Okay. Yes, I think... Did I not link that? Because the same person we know who is incredibly Satellaview obsessed, I think I linked it. I believe there's a way to get it working on real hardware. One day I'll get a Satellaview for my Super Famicom. Confirmed dual wielding, I believe. I haven't watched the video, but it's in their Discord account. I'm not in there, so... I think it was their April Fool's joke. My source just told me from across the room. 5 hands. And he didn't realise that was an April Fool's joke, just to be... Okay. I was thinking, how do you control that with anything but the Switch 2? How do I dual wield with my keyboard? Yeah, I desperately need to check out my Satellaview. Anyway, that's all the fishing that I've got for right now. That's not it from me, though, because I mentioned at the start of the stream, I've never played the Monster Hunter stuff. This stuff, right here. Now, this isn't appropriate. Use 2 PC mice. Is a computer smart enough to do that? I don't think they are. Alright, so this isn't appropriate. So let's get saved. This is my normal file. Let's go back to the title screen. Now then, I am gonna, in a second, should have already done it, that's my mistake. I'm gonna change the outfit. I don't know, anyone got a preference between these two? Any Monster Hunter knowers in chat? Amiga good, another L for Windows and Mac. Back at it again. I can't remember the difference, so gonna dip otherwise if no one has a preference. This one has more words, so it must be good, I'm guessing, but let's see where it goes. Go Wrath, okay. Oh, yes, you're right. Didn't even remember that Lemmings on Amiga had a 2-player. Okay, so what I now do... Oh, that's beautiful. That's actually really cool. I'm now going to go ahead and actually finally turn my music back up. I'm so sorry, Fight Fire with Fire. It's a good song, but unfortunately, it is time for the music. There we go. Remember that Sonic Frontiers has tunes of its own, believe it or not. Fun fact. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I don't know how it works. I'm gonna figure it out.
Hey, Sonic.
Oh, fishing vibes.
Would
What a
you
song.
like to try? I'll
Right,
let you
use
borrow a
barbecue spit.
rod.
Here we go. Cook the meat to perfect doneness to get tokens from Big. Pay close attention to the music and the meat's color to cook it perfectly. The number of tokens received will change depending on the doneness. Okay, start grilling. Okay. Okay, that's a bit too done. Oh, amazing. So I'm gonna get a bunch of different tags. So if I do it like this. Oh, that's a shame. Sonic Spit Roast stream, right? Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a good one, but I can't continue. So like there. No, okay. I don't think I ever got the hang of this. Yeah, I feel like where I would have took the meat out is where the game started saying it was burnt. There was a very small window. Really? The music stopped. It was like, listen to the music. So I did it when it stopped. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there we go. So tasty. Okay, so this is definitely a less effective way of getting these coins, but it's still a fun way to get them. Okay, that's actually pretty easy. I'm not going to listen to Jamie. You wait for the music to stop, then one colour change, and then that's it, effectively. This means Sonic and Metal Gear are only 1 degree of separation apart. Everything in the universe is, what, like 2 or 3? So that's pretty close. Well, so let's not forget, you say Sonic and Metal Gear 1 degree of separation apart. Smash.
Would you like to try?
There we go, right. Is the graphics flickering on the water? Yes, and that is actually on purpose. Did you finish Final Horizon, Jamie? Did you do all the Sage pop-ups in Final Horizon / would care about spoiling one of them? Because if not, I'll leave it or tell you to take your earphones out. Cyberspace in it. That's the very long and short version of it. Effectively, yes. This game has a lot of cyberspace, so cyberspace, but I have no idea. Am I safe? Am I not safe? Anyway, should I look at my Fishipedia? I just realised. Did all the Sage's appearance to my knowledge? Then you would know that, yeah, this is pretty much all a figment of Sonic's imagination, to my understanding. I know Big is. I'm pretty sure the fishing itself is as well. So yeah, I originally thought this was a graphics glitch on my PC. I'm just so used to shitty PC ports that I assumed this was. And then I played it on console and I was like, wait, it's still doing it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure cyberspace corruption, like Larry said, and the fact that Sonic's basically hallucinating all of this is the reasoning for the corruption on the water. They didn't want to make it too obvious with Big, so Big's perfectly normal, but Big is also a hallucination, according to the game. Yeah, there we go. I don't have too much more to do here, so I am just going to back out. I'm not going to get the Chaos Emerald. I've already finished the game, as much as it wants me to play more of it. What I'm instead going to go and do is I'm going to run over here. We've already done all the action chain challenges, so here's my spin dash again. Have you missed it? I know I have. Was that fishing tokens? Did I just miss a bunch of them? What was... Oh, was that? No, I hallucinated that as well. Okay. For some reason I assumed the water was a graphical issue, especially on Switch. That makes sense, but no, I believe it's to play into the whole story beat of why you're there, effectively. Right, I came all the way over here just for this. There we go. Right, thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for watching as well. There's been a bit of gameplay going on the screen, but this was mainly just an excuse to sit here and chat about random stuff. Viper's VGM show tomorrow. We're going to be doing an episode on all the Switch 2 stuff, as well as the last Switch 1 Direct, playing some relevant music and having a chat. Then Thursday, we'll be doing the usual VGM shit. So get in your stuff you played in March for that. Otherwise, we're just going to talk Switch 2, so a bit difficult to request and know what to talk about until it happens. So let me know once it's done. What time are we on tomorrow? Both those at 10 PM UK time. So join me then. Alright, I'm going to get this archived, so see you on the archive channel soon, at Viper Archives on YouTube, and then vacuuming stream in 2026. There's the Ape Escape vacuuming game, the Japanese only one. That'll be the 2026 April Fools. It won't, but I can kid. Anyway, have a good one. See you all soon. Bye. Oh, and remember, how could I forget? My Action Chain challenge is going to run out. This is so sad. Remember, I never say good morning, because if it was a good morning, I'd be fishing. Thanks for now.